just saying. Better on the road.
What's up, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, your 24-hour day back from the break. Remember, you all can follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports podcast. We're going on Rabble TV, Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Also, don't forget, you can call into the KBR Sports podcast by calling at 571-991-0566 to give your thoughts and opinions on any KBR Sports show topic that may be getting discussed. Also, don't forget that you can follow the KBR Sports Twitter page at KBR_sports with the live links and show topics and tweet prior to every single show. Make sure you also comment, subscribe, follow on each of the different mediums that was listed earlier in this topic. So don't forget to do each of those things. So now, time for our last topic of the night, y'all. We're going to talk about the New York Giants and if it's time for them just to tank the season. Because after the 51-17 romping they received from the Los Angeles Rams, it seems like it's about time for the Giants to call it quits. And we actually had a topic earlier this season. We were discussing whether or not it was time for the Giants to mail it in and consider benching Eli Manning. And from Nigel had something that he wanted to say about Eli just from looking at Eli's face stats. I don't think Nigel actually took into account how Eli was actually playing behind this Giants offensive line with the lack of talent per se he was left with after the injury to Odell Beckham Jr., Brandon Marshall, and Sterling Shepard. So Nigel, I mean, what was it that exactly you wanted to say about Eli and in regards to this season?
What I want to say about Eli was that the Spurs role players do absolutely play better on the road than they do at home. As I was saying, thank you.
No.
I was actually Eli. Real quick.
So, if Nigel wants to go back and talk about everything in the past, he wants to get right. How about when you were wrong? When you were entirely wrong about the Thunder going to the NBA Finals last year. When you were entirely wrong about the Oakland Raiders getting to the Super Bowl.
I'll pull this mic out real quick.
Like, you're wrong about everything.
I ain't no problem saying I'm wrong. I have no problem. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. I said Blake Griffin's gonna be a bust. What do you mean? I've been wrong about a ton of stuff. I care about what about stuff I'm right.
I noticed. I trust me. I noticed.
Anyway,
we're talking about a whole new topic. My man goes back to a whole last topic.
I'm just saying. You let me look up the stuff first before we cut the topic. You know I was right.
From last year.
But seriously.
Yeah. I look at my own information.
Go ahead. Eli Manning. So I looked up his numbers. I closed it because I was looking at this now. But he had a game. He's had 2 games with less than 200 passing yards.
Back to back.
45% completion percentage.
Really, 45?
Yeah.
48.
Oh, sorry, 48. I mean, he's been under 50%, 60% for the last 3 games, despite the fact he was having a career high before this stretch. He's only thrown 12 touchdowns in 8 games. It's just not looking hot for Eli right now. My stock. I was buying Eli stock, saying he wasn't going to be garbage this year.
You were all over Eli stock.
The one time I actually decided to put my trust in Eli Manning. I don't think he's made any of the goals I set.
I don't know why you set them.
I thought Eli was going to be this guy who was going to just be an average quarterback at the least. His numbers honestly were just average numbers. It wasn't like I was going like 30 touchdowns or anything like that. I think I had him like at 20 some touchdowns, like 20 touchdowns. It wasn't like I was saying he's gonna hit 30 touchdowns to 8 picks or anything. No, 20 touchdowns to it was like 13 picks. It was low. It was super low numbers. And I'm like,
well, he's on pace to outperform. If those are your numbers you projected, he's on pace to outperform the number at the halfway mark of the season. He's set to be at 20 to 12.
If you take the numbers he's put up recently, I don't think he probably would.
I mean,
he's throwing a touchdown in a game, so he would throw 8 more touchdowns.
Yeah, in his last 3 games, he's 4-1. He's 4-1 touchdown interception ratio.
So his last 3 games?
His last 3 games, he's 4-1.
Yes, I mean he would barely cross over. But I mean, in terms of
his yards is hurting.
Yeah, I mean, his pass rating is 85, so I mean, this is average. I mean, it's just.
Are you hopping off the Eli Manning bandwagon?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I don't have that much faith in Eli Manning.
this man. For those of you who don't know, Nigel has a storied history of Eli Manning, in which there's times when Nigel's just like, man, I feel like criticizing Eli today.
I absolutely never feel like that.
You never feel like that.
I never just come to you and start criticizing Eli. We typically no. I never just be like, Brent, Eli sucks. No,
you've never once.
I can't.
Nigel,
just walked up to you and just started criticizing Eli.
Nigel.
No, if we're having a conversation and it steers to Eli, yes.
Nigel, we watched Giants games together. You be like, Eli sucks.
That's the point. We're watching a game of Eli Manning. I don't just bring it up out of the random.
Nigel, you've done that before.
I don't just bring it up out of the
random. I've gotten random text messages saying, man, Eli Manning's bad.
If he's playing bad, yes, I will text you that. But that's a lie. I never text you anyway.
Yes, you.
I never text you.
Nigel.
I've never texted
Nigel.
I never started the text, Brendan.
Nigel, you literally did on Friday.
What did I text you for?
Now what happened?
You texted me. I was responding back to you.
A day later.
Brendan,
I'm responding over in the same day.
No, it's not. I'm responding back to you, Brendan.
A day later?
I'm responding
at that point, you're starting the conversation
no, I'm
up
not.
again.
I'm literally asking you what happened.
If a girl texts you the next day.
Get into a virtual reality right here. Or an alternate universe. But go ahead. Go with this fake universe of a girl texting you.
If a girl texts you first the next day, even if you text her first the day prior, and she doesn't text you the whole day, and she texts you first the next day.
What's your number?
She start.
No, seriously.
At that point, she's starting the conversation.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
It's a continuation of the conversation.
Because now she's choosing to engage you. And once you let the day pass, at that point, you're pretty much.
Was that full 24 hours?
You're carrying the person.
Was it 24 hours?
When? With the girl?
Text.
No.
All right, then it was a whole day. Shut up, Brendan.
It was a whole 12 hours. What do you mean?
That's not a whole day, then, Brendan. Do you wake up in the morning?
Nigel, how long are you awake for in the day?
Longer than 12 hours. Yeah, shut up, Brendan.
Wait.
Shut up, Brendan.
No, wait a second. Shut up. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you feel stupid now? You feel stupid.
Hold on a second. Well, how many hours is between 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock?
Brendan, I'm still awake more than 12 hours, Brendan. What do you mean?
I don't know how many hours a day that is.
What do you mean? Like from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.?
Huh?
From 5 a.m. But like, what do you mean? From 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.?
Like, how many?
What do you mean? What are you asking me?
Like from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. How many hours is that?
You tell me, Brendan. I know how many hours it is. You tell me.
Nah, man, come on.
You tell Brendan. It's a simple math, Brendan.
Brendan,
what's 5 to 5?
Hold on a second. Hold on. 12 hours.
All right, so add 4 hours onto that. Brendan.
So, Nigel, you're awake for 16 hours? You're awake for 16 hours in a day. So that means for out of those 16 hours in a day, it took you 16 hours of your full awake time to reply to a text. So if a girl texts you 16 hours
within the day.
No, I'm saying if a girl texts you 16 hours later, that means at that point you're asleep. After the 16 hours, you're asleep. As a human, supposed to get 8 hours of sleep.
What kind of logical jump? What is that?
What do you mean? What kind of logical jump?
I sleep 8 hours a day, first of all.
The average human is supposed to sleep 8 hours a day.
But I don't, so you're wrong still.
I'm talking about the average human.
No, but this is us. This is me.
I'm talking about the average human.
This is me, though.
This is me. We're talking about a girl. If a girl texts you.
How many hours sleep do you get a week?
I'm not a girl. I'm talking about a girl. I'm talking about a girl. Okay. I can call a girl right now.
You have a sister.
I can call her. She sleeps 8 hours.
Brandon, who are you about to call? Shut up. Hey, shut up. The person who sleeps like 12 hours a day?
You know.
Pass.
I mean, hey, is it not a female? Does it not count in the records?
No.
It doesn't. Nigel, how many hours of sleep does your mom sleep a day?
Brandon.
I'm just saying. I said a girl.
Less than 8.
I said a girl.
She sleeps less than 8.
My mom sleeps 8 hours. So essentially at this point in time, we have 4 out of the 4 women we've listed. 3 of them sleep 8 hours a day.
Bring your sister doesn't sleep 8 hours a day.
She does.
She doesn't.
She does.
You don't know that.
I don't know that. What do you mean I don't know that?
Exactly what I said.
At this point, I think the show's gone to hell. So y'all. At this point, I think the Giants should bench Eli.
Yeah, we agree with that.
Yeah, I think at this point your season essentially it's over. There's no doubt it's over.
What's the team said they're gonna keep going? Say Eli's the quarterback.
Ben McAdoo.
Yeah.
Do you think that the coaching staff should get fired?
Yes.
Clean house.
I mean, depends on what you gonna do. What you gonna do? What you push planning? Hold on. All right. So before we end the show, what is the plan? The foundation. Next 3 years. next 3 years. What are the Giants doing? Do you come back with the same team? Do you scrap it and draft a quarterback and keep going and start it? Because, I mean, you're going to have a high draft pick.
Yes.
Or do you just ride it out again next year?
Remember, when we talked about this earlier in the season, I said, you tank it up. Tank it up, get a good draft pick, and either go and trade that draft pick for pieces to put around your offensive line to give Eli Manning an offensive line, or you're just going to tank it ultimately and go get a backup guy for Eli to have so you can have when Eli essentially moves on from his position right now. Because then you'll still have a team. You'll still have OBJ. You'll have Sterling Shepard. You'll still have a defense, hopefully.
I mean, their defense is awful this year.
It is bad this year, but I think some of that is coupled by how bad the offense is. Because now the Rams' defense looks good, and it's because the offense is playing well.
But I mean,
too.
they had the good defense already, though. I mean,
they had talent. They had defensive talent, but I mean, the Giants' defense was good last year, and then all of a sudden just falls off.
I mean, if it was like an average defense, I'd be like, yeah, I agree with you. But I mean, they're just bad.
They're just bad.
It's not a good year. I mean, they also have suspension. They have two people suspended.
I'm not.
Two corners.
Janoris Jenkins. Oh, Janoris Jenkins is out. Yeah, he's out because I don't know if he got hurt or not, or if he got suspended. Yeah, well, Janoris is out. Yeah, he's out, and I think Quint Coples or something like that was suspended as well.
I thought it was.
If I'm not correct, Cromartie.
I thought it was Rogers Cromartie.
Maybe so, but so essentially, I think that you should just make sure you get something. I hate when teams. One thing when they do is when your season is lost. Stop trying to win games. No, it's over. Let it go. It's done. At that point, just start going for the worst records you can get. Obviously, you don't want to advocate for tanking, but I'm advocating for tanking because at this point, you don't have anything to gain. When the Cowboys brought back Tony Romo that year, where they were bad. They still had a chance to make it to the playoffs. Right now, if the Packers wanted to bring back Aaron Rodgers, they still have a chance to make it to the playoffs. So it's not like it's beyond the pale for you to do that. The Giants' season is done. You're 1-7. You're not gonna make any kind of comeback to make it into the playoffs. So to me, there's no point in essentially holding on and grasping onto whatever's left of this season. But all right, y'all, that's gonna be it for tonight's show. It's gonna be KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, your 24-hour day. Don't forget that you all can follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports podcast and going on Rabble TV, Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. That way, you'll be email notified whenever the KBR Sports podcast is streaming live or whenever a new segment is posted to the podcast. Also, don't forget you can follow the KBR Sports Twitter page at KBR_Sports, where the live links and show topics are tweeted prior to the end of every single show. Also, don't forget you can call in at 571-991-0566 to give your thoughts and opinions on any KBR Sports show topic that may be discussed. Nigel, inspirational quote of the day.
I'm actually going to make our inspirational quote question. Is Tony Parker a role player?
Is Tony Parker a role player?
Yeah.
At this point in his career? Last year? Yes.
He played better on the road.
The one thing Nigel got. So this is from last year. This is from I'm
literally just looking
everything
from
last year.
Just looking at last year.
How do they play so far this year?
I don't know. I honestly didn't look it up. I just looked at last year.
Give me this season, then we'll talk. All right, y'all.
I could do that too.
All right, y'all. That's gonna be it for tonight's show. Everybody have a great night. Just remember, most of what Nigel says, he gets wrong. So
yes, it's true as well.
All right, y'all.
Don't get me wrong. I'm wrong. Don't take my word for anything.
Don't ever take your word.
Listen to Brendan.
Oh my gosh. All right, y'all.